Oh my god, that's a terrible dice roll. Welcome to another Creeker Cameras Old World Battle Report. Here's the mighty Kiefer Tap, then dying. Get to the chariot. Now.
Okay, welcome to round 2 of Old Hammer, and we're playing against the Wood Elves, and it's the perfect scenario for a shooting army like Wood Elves. If you go back a couple of battle reports, I played this scenario on the same map with my Wolves of the Sea versus an Empire gun line, and there's a big gap in the middle where you would have to march across. So luckily, I've got my Tomb Kings this time, so the mighty Kiefer Tep has brought some shooting of my own. So I've got 30 archers, which will have poison if the level 2 goes in there. And I've got 6 bow ushabti. So I should be able to do a little bit of shooting, or let's shoot back and counterpunch then against the Wood Elves. So we're just in the deployment phase here. So I've strung out my archers there, and then was just waiting to deploy Kiefer Tep on his dragon, etc. We'll have a quick look at the Wood Elf list. I've got it here. I think this is the right one. So he's Spell Weaver, level 3, Ruby Ring of Ruin with Elementalism and another War Dancer hero guy, and 2 units of 10 Glade Guard, 2 units of 5 Glade Riders, so they all shoot. Some Deepwood Scouts, some Dryads, some Sisters of the Thorn, couple of Wild Rider units for some punch, and some War Dancers and some Treekin. So he's got a little bit of a counterpunch. I think our armies are pretty similar. We've got a little bit of shooting and a bit of counterpunch. But it's the perfect sort of table for the Wood Elves playing long ways. So we'll see how we go. Let's start with round 1.
Let's go. Turn 1.
Okay, turn 1. So this is my deployment here. So I just got a big line of all my shooting. He does outrange me for the most part. I mean, the ushabti bows can have range 30, so I'll be able to shuffle forward and do a bit of shooting. But he's deployed way back, so he's out of range of most of my stuff. There's the hiding behind the building. He's got a hill there, and the Wild Riders are the guys with the cloaks at the back, I think. He's taking advantage of the hill for the Glade Guard shooting. And he's got his big wood on his right flank. There's the War Dancers. There's his level 3. And then he's got his Dryads, etc., which are going to sneak up through his big free wood that he gets. And some more Glade Guard Wild Riders there. So that's the deployment. And in my turn, I waste my time throwing a Vortex out in the middle. I did more damage to myself on turn 1 because I think with my shooting I killed 1 Glade Guard from that unit. So I've killed 1 archer. I put a couple of wounds on my ushabti because I've got my level 2 priest there. My swarms, I deployed them too far away because I wasn't sacking any wounds off the swarms. So I've got to bring the swarms across so then I can start taking some wounds off them to cast some better spells if we get closer. But I don't think he's going to come towards me. He's going to try and sneak up his right flank through his wood. He's got his tipped over trees there on his wood. So he's going to be moving his Dryads and Treekin and so on. So he's going to attack on that right flank. And I've sort of just deployed back with my monsters, so he can't concentrate fire on either the Kiefer Tep on his dragon or the Necro Sphinxes. I'm going to wait for my ambushes to come up. Maybe they can help me out. So pretty much not much happens. He puts a few wounds onto the ushabti on turn 1. So he spends most of his time shooting at my ushabti and my archers a little bit. And I keep raising them back. So I think the first couple of turns, not much is going to happen until he actually commits on that right flank for an attack. So we'll see what happens later.
Turn 2.
Alright, so turn 2, the ushabti are shooting down there, and I might have removed one of his Treekin. My Necroserpents ambushed on, and I'll wield them around there to try and sneak down this flank, chase away those, what are they, the Sisters of the Thorn, which are zapping me with fireballs and so on, but I haven't really done much damage. Maybe shot a unit of Glade Guard or something, Glade Riders maybe, but and he's been peppering the ushabti, And each time, this is like his turn 2, I think, and he shoots the Ushabti. I've only got 3 Ushabti left out of the 6, but I'll be able to raise them back slowly. So, and he's killed one of the Necroserpents. So I've decided I'm going to try and sneak up this flank, maybe get rid of those Sisters of the Thorn. So my snakes will charge there. The Sisters of the Thorn will flee, and then he's going to counterpunch me later on with the Wild Riders. So his Wild Riders are going to kill my Necroserpents, which is a bit of a bummer. And then we're just exchanging fire. He's got lots of long-range bow fire, and my archers are shooting at Dryads and Treekin, etc.
Turn 3.
And turn 3, so he returns. My Necroserpents tried to chase the Sisters of the Thorn. This is the important thing, probably the crucial part of the whole battle here. I cast my Vortex again over there when he got a bit closer. It goes through and it kills a few of the Dryads. So it goes through the Dryads there, leaves 1 Dryad left alive. And then in his turn, he's going to try and do a multi-charge onto my archers. So he's going to send the lone Dryad in, and he sends the Glade Riders in, and the Wild Riders are frenzied as well, so they're going to go in. So he's doing a combined charge. I don't know how he was going to get the Glade Riders were going to charge out of the way of the Wild Riders, and I don't know where the Wild Riders were going to go in, but anyway. Then I said, well, okay, so he declared 3 charges there. That's good. We'll see what happens. But then I thought, well, the Glade Riders have to make a fear test, which they did, and they promptly failed. So that was a big turnaround, I think, there. He was attacking well on that flank, but the Glade Riders failed their fear test, and which stuffed up his multi-charge, which was going to be complicated anyway. So that's pretty much that's it for turn 2 and 3.
Turn 4.
All right, so this is sort of the end of turn 3, and we're into turn 4, and I'll just do 3, 4, 5 here because not too much happens. It's just a bit of shooting. That failed fear test has really jammed up his right-hand side there, and then I'm just going to jump over with the Dragon and the Necrosphinx here. Yeah, so Kiefer comes over with the Necrosphinx and starts to counterpunch on that flank. And we're going to clean up a couple of units, get rid of his Treekin, his Dryads are gone. The Glade Riders that failed their fear test, we sort of chased them and they failed to rally and run off the board as well. So there they go. His Wild Riders will eventually get into my archers. And these Wild Riders will come down the flank and get into my Ushabti. So he's killed my Necroserpents. He went off the table. He's come back on here and he's going to get stuck into my Ushabti. So we have to turn them around, and then his Wild Riders get into the archers. So they charge past the Scorpion. They're into the archers. I do send a Necrosphinx down the middle, charging things. Yeah, there his Wild Riders go into the archers. They kill a few, but not many. I bring some back, and then the Necrosphinx jumps over the top and gets into their flank and kills them. So I'll kill those Wild Riders. And then his Wild Riders will go into the Ushabti. I'm too close to stand and shoot. I did have a Scorpion up the back there I forgot about all game. And that Necrosphinx starts charging. I wanted to try and kill his level 3 or something. Anyway, I kept charging things and they all kept fleeing and getting away. I've killed those Wild Riders. And then these Wild Riders are going to go into the Ushabti there. He doesn't do enough damage to kill them all. And so Kiefer has set up a little trap there. And so on his Dragon, he'll go into the flank there and kill those Wild Riders. So I would have killed both Wild Riders and probably raised the Ushabti back up again. I think he kills half of them. Or maybe finish them off. Anyway, the final result is he does... so there's my Ushabti. I think they hold. And he doesn't get to overrun away out of the arc of the Dragon. So that's going to be the end of those Wild Riders as well. And it'll be a narrow victory to the Tomb Kings. Yeah, that Necrosphinx chasing units. I'm trying to redirect charges onto other things and so on. My archers eventually finish off the last of the Dryads, I think. And he does kill that Necrosphinx here, so he still has a fair bit of shooting there. There's his dead pile, but there's still some guys left alive in the dead pile there, etc. So he concentrates his fire on my Necrosphinx, and he dies. So he picks up a couple 100 points there. But anyway, that's probably the final shot of the game. So a bit of a non-event combat-wise, but we managed to survive the hailstorm of arrow fire from the Wood Elves. So I think I have a fair amount of decent shooting, and it ignores all the Wood Elf negatives to hit in the woods and so on. So we managed to eke out a narrow victory over the Wood Elves. So we've had a narrow loss and a narrow victory. So stay tuned for round 3 coming up, where we're facing Chaos Dwarves again. Alright, thanks for watching. Bye for now.
This show is awful. Terrible. Disgusting.
See you next week.
Of course.